Breaking news coming this as Jammu and Kashmir battles the fury of floods. The army is bracing for infiltration bids from Pakistan-occupied Kashmir during flood relief operations. There have been 11 opportunistic infiltration attempts during the floods so far. 4 terrorists have also been killed in Kupwara sector over the last 3 days. The army is on alert as intelligence is pointing towards a spike in infiltration bids. Intelligence intercepts point to a concentrated Lashkar-e-Toiba plan to infiltrate terrorists during the next 7 days. Let's get an word from our deputy editor Shiv Arur, who's with us live this morning from our newsroom. Shiv, there seems to be a specific intelligence with the army indicating that the LET is trying to push terrorists through.
Well, there's a very specific intelligence input that the army is working on right now, and it's based on the fact that there have been 11 what they're calling opportunistic infiltration attempts that have been concentrated in the North Kashmir, Kupwara, Tangdhar area over the last 4 to 5 days at a time when, a large part of the army's forces have been diverted to flood relief operations. Many border posts have been damaged. The Poonch Tangdhar area, several of those areas have had to be evacuated, even though they're being remanned by army patrols at this point of time. This intelligence report specifically says that there may be more opportunistic infiltration attempts concentrated in the Kupwara area, and it's actually quite specific. It's based on the fact that 4 terrorists, including an LET commander, Umar Bhatti, was killed in just the last 2 to 3 days in the Tangdhar and the Laribag areas, where 3 other terrorists were also killed, in an encounter. So therefore, while a large part of the army is diverted towards flood relief operations, intelligence agencies are saying that the Lashkar-e-Taiba, possibly in concert, with the Pakistan Army for border action teams, may attempt a lot of opportunistic infiltrations to make use of diverted attention to push terrorists into the valley.
Also, Shiv, the flood has had a huge impact on forward areas along the line of control. How extensive is the threat of opportunistic infiltration?
The fact is that a huge number of forces are deployed in flood relief operations right now. It's an enormous task that the army and the other services are actually attending to at this time. But obviously, they can't leave the line of control unmanned. So there are border patrols. There are there are definitely forward areas. Of course, in the Poonch, Baramulla, Uri area on the line of control, several border forward areas have been damaged because of the flooding. There have been some bunkers have collapsed in those areas as well, and people have the people deployed there have been evacuated from there, but that doesn't mean those places are unmanned. The army, the military, the Ministry of Defence has ensured that there are border patrols in those areas and they're being monitored at all times. But the Kupwara area is going to be an area of concern. That's a place where Pakistan-backed terrorists are likely to be pushed through in. That's what this very specific intelligence note. We're not revealing the the larger specifics of this note, obviously, in national interest, but the fact is that it says that Kupwara is likely to be an area where opportunistic infiltration is likely to take place over the next 5 to 6 days as the rescue and relief operations continue in Jammu and Kashmir.
Shiv, thanks so much for that update. Shiv Arur, our deputy editor, getting us the latest on this big breaking story. We're tracking the army bracing for opportunistic infiltration with the attention of forces being diverted towards flood relief.